Hello everybody, and welcome back to LMM. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel at the moment, links to our social media are coming up on the screen now, including things like our Patreon, where you can help support us here at the channel and receive exclusive content. Now, most of you will now be wondering, well, why are you stood at the side of the road by a railway bridge in the middle of the night at the end of December? And no, before you guess, it's not because I've broken down. I'm here in the middle of North Norfolk, by the coast, at the North Norfolk Railway for their Train of Lights event, which is when they have the train decorated with lights and it's all very festive. And I did one of these experiences earlier in the year and thought, well, this is rather pleasant. But I thought I'd much rather come along and see it actually running. So here I am, awaiting the first train and hoping that the weather is going to hold off because it is threatening to rain, which will make it all mighty unpleasant. So come with us as we do nighttime chasing. And of course, if you want more information on this particular trip, check out the North Norfolk Railway's website. The link is in the video description. Probably more like November, December time, because when you see this, this event will be over. But something to think of next year. And with that, welcome to Chasing Dinosaurs at Night. In my time of being a railway photographer and doing the YouTube thing, I have done a lot of rather daft and weird things. This one, however, of walking around and somewhat running a heathland, woodland and, well, public footpaths in the middle of North Norfolk in the very end of December in the pitch dark, this does rather take the biscuit. However, we managed to navigate our way through the darkness in good time, ready for the first train. On to the next shot, which is probably somewhere along here, but I've now lost all of my night vision because I've been looking at the camera, but probably this way. It was indeed this way, and from my vantage point on the road, backed by inky black sky and a sea somewhere out there, I had an amazingly wide view of the train. so far, the payoff seems to be really good. I mean, seeing it come past in the dark is just fantastic. I am thoroughly enjoying this. So what we've done today is something quite clever. We've done forward planning, so we know where we want to go and then how much time it's going to take us to get to our next location, which should hopefully give us enough time to overtake the train and get a second shot. If all goes well, that's the plan anyway. Right, we've got plenty of time for this one. We're going to be good. Plenty of time, so let's just get there and go and see it.
Why are we running?
Oh, we don't have actually that much plenty of time.
And by the time we got ourselves into position on the bridge, the train was already in sight, heading towards us. And with that, it was straight back to the car to head off to the next location.
Of all the ways, Google, that you could have taken us on this navigation, floor it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Arriving at the next location, we headed off into the woods.
Along here somewhere, there's a really good shot of through all of this somewhere. I know there's somewhere there. There's a shot. I know there's somewhere. I can hear it coming, and I don't know how we're going to do this at all. Oh, it's just, we'll have to do it here. We'll have to set up here. There's not enough time.
Feeling surprisingly happy with how that turned out, it was on to the next shot.
I know the North Norfolk Railway quite well. It's one of my favourite railways to come and take photos of or take video. But I've never appreciated just how different it is in the dark. Because I thought I knew where I was, but honestly, I'm totally lost now. That was a big puddle. Oh, I've got wet feet.
And with soggy socks now inside stocky boots, we arrived at the next location in time to see the train rounding the curve.
So we've done the first thing, and now we're heading back to try and catch the thing on its way backwards, and then we can hopefully hover brake before starting the whole thing and repeating the whole process once again. So that's a big puddle. So yes, so far so good, and the weather's holding off. That's the main thing. It's threatened, but we've managed to get a complete run in the good weather, which is a rarity, but also superb.
As the Standard 4 had to actually arrive at Holt, run round its train, and couple back up, we found ourselves with plenty of time to get a shot of it trundling backwards. And as the train disappeared off into the darkness towards Sheringham, we found ourselves with quite a bit of spare time. So there was just one thing to do.
This is a good hot chocolate. There's a lot of driving around and running around chasing trains, but there's also a lot of this. We've got like half an hour before the next train. I can see the train. Oh, but.
Having been caught slightly off guard, we were straight back to it, fired up the car, and gave chase.
One of the big advantages of doing this in the dark is these roads are quite small and narrow. And if you're doing a daytime gala and chasing, there will be other traffic, for instance, because it's quite agricultural around here, tractors, big lorries, all sorts of stuff like that. In the night, there is none of this, and these quite narrow roads are basically clear, apart from that car that's coming towards me now. But with the exception of him, the roads are clear, which means that we can quite happily bumble around, not have to be too stressed, not have to exceed the speed limit, and just be like, this is working fine. I've been here before, and I thought in my head, at the top of Kelly and Cutting, I could see down into Cutting. I thought that would make an amazing shot. However, it's about 12 foot that way of just levelness before the embankment starts, which means from here I can't see it. That probably means that I've got the sides of which side of Kelly I need to be mucked up, which means I now need to walk back that way for 5 minutes to cross the railway to come back on the other side. And I think I can hear the train approaching. So that means I've got to go this way.
Being suitably impressed with how that turned up, I thought the logical thing to do was to actually catch it from the other side of the embankment.
Now, I'll admit, it has been some time since I was last here, and that definitely used to be a path through there. And for those of you who can't see that, that's gorse. And for those of you who are like, well, I don't know what plant names are, this is the yellow spiky death bush that you find on heathland. And it appears that it makes up the entirety of my path. But I'm sure that the shot the other side of this will be worth with it. So, come on guys, let's go in and see what it's like. Ah, that's already on my knee. Ouch! Oh god, there's a bit there. Oh god, ow, ow, ouch, ah, ow, ow, that was actually really...
As it turns out, there was indeed a shot at the other side of the gorse.
God, it's the end. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. I have prickles in places I didn't know you could get prickles, and definitely prickles in places that you shouldn't get prickles. Oh, but that was totally 100% worth it. That was amazing. But, my jeans aren't as thick as I thought they were, and my 3 layers of these, it's definitely not. They are very, very spiky. Now, I'm not one of these people who is scared of the dark, but I am very glad that it's not just me tonight. And that's not from a point of view of being like, oh, it's scary. It's more of a safety thing. If you are doing something daft like this, are running around in the dark trying to get a picture, video, or just see something like this, make sure that you're at least going with some mates or people know where you are. Falling over out here. If I fell over and hurt myself and there's nobody here, I could be here all night. So do remember, guys, when we do stuff like this, believe it or not, we do take adequate care. And so just make sure you do too. We wouldn't want anything bad happening to you guys. So this brings us to the end of this video here at the North Norfolk Railway, looking at the train of lights. And well, it really is something quite spectacular. This is the last train of the day, making its way back. And a massive thank you to the North Norfolk Railway for putting this event on. To come and witness this and watch trains of lights making their way through the darkness has been something very, very special indeed. Now, if you want to ride this, remember the booking will start at a multitude of railways in the new year. So remember, support your local railways, come along and enjoy the train of lights. And with that, guys, thanks for watching. Do check out some of our other videos that are down coming up now. And with that, we'll see you later. I've now got a long walk back in the dark. Ta-ra. Where's my torch?